Hello and welcome to the latest instalment of our Marketplace Matters series. I'm James Devon from the Issuer Services team at London Stock Exchange, and I'm delighted today to be joined by Marjella Lecourt-Alma, CEO and co-founder of Datamaran, one of our Marketplace members. Marjella, a very warm welcome to you.
Pleasure to be here, James.
Marjella, tell me about Datamaran.
Sure. So I'm the CEO of Datamaran. We are a SaaS business, software as a service business, headquartered in London. I run it together with my two co-founders, and our respective backgrounds are in ESG, tech, and finance. We founded Datamaran in 2014, really with the vision that ESG should be owned by senior leadership. This fire got fueled through us being frustrated by the lack of true ESG integration within companies. And at the same time, we were excited by the promise of applying technology to this space. So we commenced the journey using technology to solve this issue. This immediately made sense to us. And we believed it would help make ESG governance and management more data-driven, and also make corporate CSR or sustainability efforts that were largely isolated much more strategic. So 7 years in now, we're very proud to say that we did exactly that. But it definitely wasn't an easy journey. So I think today, where we are right now, is that the importance of ESG is widely understood and supported by the market, the regulatory environment. Just look at all these initiatives popping up in the EU, but also increasingly in North America. Notably, the Sustainable Finance Disclosure Regulation, the Non-Financial Reporting Directive, the Sustainable Corporate Governance Regulation from the EU. And then, of course, on the other side of the pond, we have the US SEC that recently appointed a senior policy advisor on ESG and climate, unimaginable before. And their acting chair, Heron Lee, said these issues are of great significance to investors and the capital markets. So, of course, sitting here today with the London Stock Exchange, we see across the board that exchanges are getting more vocal on ESG, and specifically when it comes to the London Stock Exchange, you have your ESG guide for issuers, outlining the key priorities on ESG, and interestingly, and fitting what we do at Datamaran, the first two are all about the strategic relevance of ESG today and the importance of being in charge of identifying your material issues. So all these aforementioned developments, I would say, are formal reasons for ESG to matter more right now. But arguably, even more important today are trends like millennials climbing the corporate ladder, and the fact that we're living in an age of hyper-transparency. So ensuring you run a business that is trusted and transparent on its strategy and direction has never been more important. So taking that back to Datamaran and what we do on a day-to-day basis, today we are the leader in corporate ESG tech. We work with the largest listed companies in all parts of the world, with our main customer base sitting in North America and Europe. We collaborate commercially with EY, with ERM, and DLA Piper, to name a few. We supply our platform also to universities for learning purposes. And we regularly share our data insights to media outlets like the FT and the Economist. And beyond that, we have ties with various industry bodies that are important to us in the field, like ACCA and the accounting profession at large. So for us, success for the field of ESG and getting corporations to embrace and integrate ESG throughout their businesses is really about building strong ecosystems led by like-minded people. That's what we do at Datamaran as well. And at Datamaran, we continue to invest in these relationships.
Okay. And tell me about some exciting projects you're working on at the moment.
Great question. Thank you. So this year for Datamaran, it might just be our biggest year to date. We're launching our latest and most powerful innovation this year, named Datamaran 5, which is really that it's the 5th generation of our SaaS platform. in 2020, and I guess I'm quoting Larry Fink now, we've also started to see the start of that tectonic shift. Only a few years ago, it started with our clients getting risk and legal teams involved in ESG. And more, we saw teams starting to report into the CFO or into the strategy office. But really in 2020, we saw the demand for ESG solutions coming directly from the C-suite. And we're really proud that Datamaran 5, that will be launched later this year, caters to this audience directly. So it's really interesting times for us. Also recently in the news, I saw that BlackRock could vote against company directors that failed to provide credible climate plans. So all of this stuff around ESG is getting serious very quickly. Back to our big plans for this year. I'd like to go a bit deeper into the capabilities of Datamaran 5. So it solves a very specific problem. It's the problem of external risk management. And this might require some context. Thus far, we believe that senior corporate leaders did not have access to useful ESG risk and opportunity data to enable decision-making around strategy and risk management specifically. The tools that could grab and grasp all these external trends simply didn't exist. So corporate leaders were left with at best a blurred vision and at worst a very incomplete picture. So we've built Datamaran on the vision of having a fully automated software solution that identifies these external specific risks and opportunities on an ongoing basis by scanning the regulatory environment, the media environment, but also the corporate disclosure environment in the industry, and also looking at a company's immediate peers and competitors. What are they up to? We now cover over 380 specific risk factors that can be actioned by our clients. The immediate applications of Datamaran 5 for C-suite are to help directly with the needed integration into strategy and risk. Specifically by, on the one hand, providing gap analyses and deep diagnostics to the company of its own risk areas versus risks and opportunities appearing in the world out there. And also by providing monitoring on how these risks and opportunities evolve over time. Always providing specific evidence on the reasons why some issues are moving up or down in importance, and whether those reasons are strategic, regulatory, or reputational, or a combination. So more broadly, Datamaran 5 is playing into the trend that we see that our clients want to tighten the reins on ESG by ensuring that the right set of issues are captured in the risk register, that new developments on ESG regularly get reported to the management and the board of the company, and that all of this is also reflected transparently in their annual reporting exercise. So this drive for consistency is a trend that we expect to continue, and we'll be able to support this directly with the Datamaran 5 platform. So this year ahead for us is going to be about the true integration of ESG by companies and their corporate leaders, and by being consistent in those approaches. So Datamaran 5, it will be launched formally this year, but it's already been tested by the market. And shout out in this call also to our clients, American Electric Power and Merck, that have helped us to develop this over the past few months.
And Marjella, tell me, what does the future hold for Datamaran looking further down the line?
Good question also. It's hard to think about that because operationally we're currently very consumed with the launch of Datamaran 5, which is going to be a big project and a big delivery for us. But very much on the agenda for us is further building out our distribution channels. As a company, we are very much focused on our product, our IP. We have patented technologies, and there's of course opportunities for third-party organizations and professional services firms to leverage our product for different use cases and different types of clients. So we started on that journey in 2018 with ERM, with EY, with DLA Piper, and this is going to be built out in the next months. There will also be an announcement in April of a new distribution channel that we are currently wrapping up. And then, of course, on the larger strategy for Datamaran, we feel that there's an important role for us to play in shaping the larger development and professionalization of ESG and ESG practices at large. So we continue to collaborate through thought leadership projects with the likes of ACCA and GRI and SASB. And we continue to be very involved in the policy space as well.
Marjella, thank you again so much for giving up your time to speak with me today.
You're welcome.
For more information on Datamaran, please feel free to visit their marketplace page at www.lsegissuerservices.com/marketplace/Datamaran. Thanks very much for watching.